Joker. Let everybody do their thing, and then I'll put my 2 cents in.
And then I'll
And I
threaten
don't
to
get
punch
the
someone.
reference to the Joker because
Thank
I
you,
never
dear.
watched it. I never watched it.
Never watched what?
The Joker. I know who he is, but that's about it.
Why are you friends with him?
I question my life choices every day, dear.
Last
I
week,
truly
for the
do.
first time ever,
I
watched
think
the
that
Goonies.
should be an episode.
I watched the Goonies.
I was gonna say, because I could go into a whole story with him of like, why do I talk to him? Our first interaction, yeah,
Do you remember the first time we met?
yeah,
I don't.
I do. We're starting this off simple. I picked an easy topic for us because we're gonna cover everything. This one is the 7 Gates of Hell. I tried keeping it light for the information on it. I didn't put like a whole bunch in. There's a little bit, like I have some maps then that I'll have out throughout the episode, and then on the podcast or on the media pages, I'll put up the pictures so other people can see them. But this one's kind of loose. That way we can see how this goes and see how we want to keep going with it. The other ones, like I said, there's a lot more. So,
Okay.
the 7 Gates of Hell in modern urban legend regarding locations in York County, Pennsylvania. Now, there's 2 versions of this legend that exists. One involving a burnt insane asylum, and the other an eccentric doctor. Both agree that there are 7 gates in a wooded area of Hellam Township in Pennsylvania, and that anyone passes through all 7 gates goes straight to hell, which I'm probably already in. Despite the popularity of this as a tourist destination, the property is privately held. Visitors may be charged with trespassing as a result.
What does eccentric mean?
Not that.
Ah.
That is eccentric.
Do you like my notes?
Yes, I do.
Maybe I want to doodle.
Too
Do
bad.
you want a pen too?
No, I'm good at the
I drew the pit to hell.
I guess we should introduce ourselves too. We didn't even do that.
No.
Look, this is the gate to hell.
Oh my
And this
God.
is the pit.
Well, then you have to draw a 7.
I'm Jake. We have Robin, Nicholas, and guest hosting today is my daughter, Dakota.
Hi, Freya.
If you've gone onto the website by now, I'm classified as the believer, open to most ideas. Robin, how would you describe yourself?
The non-believer, the one with the common sense. Well, that's
the
about it.
idiot
You
that
hear
none
this
of us
already?
like.
I was gonna say, couldn't we just have the non-believer, maybe optimistic? Nope, common sense. These people are idiots.
He's
They don't
already
know what
talking
they're
shit. No.
And that brings us to our referee.
Oh my god.
If you hear meowing, that is Freya on the floor.
Yes, and we have another guest. Will you leave the cowards alone there, dear? These episodes are going to be both paranormal, conspiracy, mystery, or just random topics. And we're just going to see where the hell this takes us.
And I'm surrounded by idiots.
Thank you so much, dear.
You're welcome. Hi,
Okay, so how I did this episode for the 7 Gates of Hell is we're going to talk about the town. Excuse me. I do have references then to the stories in here too, of like the legends behind it. And then I'm pretty sure I had it in my notes that I did for my maps. I did some research to my theory, and it goes into a conspiracy-ish of what the hell happened. Because I was just like looking at like old maps, and I found maps online that you might be interested in too, like how the counties were first set off and whatever. Like how Mifflin County was huge, like bigger than Center County. And I'm like, wow. And then everybody just kept chopping stuff off. Someone took the time and did Pennsylvania, kept shrinking it all down of how it got smaller and smaller. But when I was looking at those maps of
Was it the Barnes and
Lancaster,
Noble's book?
no, I saw it online.
Oh.
When I was looking at the maps for this, I watched the roads change, and now I can see where some people say, yeah, this went here, that one here, this one was renamed. I'm like, that did go somewhere. And then we just, it's
Hun,
gone.
not my paper.
Now, yes, there was a hurricane that comes through and all this and that, but I'm like, you can see there was a clear destination that went somewhere. And now it just no longer.
Just wiped off the map.
Now it's no longer there. I'm like, okay, well, I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation to it.
Yes, there is.
No, there's not.
Okay. So Pennsylvania is well endowed with demonic sites and has more than one place known as a portal to hell. But perhaps no other portal to the demonic underworld is more popular in Pennsylvania lore than of the 7 Gates of Hell. Interestingly enough, the historical information about the area is true. The 7 Gates of Hell is located near a little town that is known today as Hallam in York County. However, this did not start out so innocently. Originally, the town was named Helltown when the township was created in 1730. Just outside the edge of the original settlement was a sulfur pit, and people began seeing the boiling brimstone immediately, and they thought of hell. It did not take long until the area became known as Helltown, which is really cool. When you look up online, there are some like rigged stickers from not like modern ones, but like old ones that say Helltown on it, and that is cool. The name was changed though through a bureaucratic typo when a clerk wrote it down wrong, and the name stuck. Today the town is called Hallam, but it is located in Hallam Township. Now, off of Trout Run Road in Hallam Township is a track that is barred by a red piped barn gate. This is an actual thing. I have seen it online, videos, like the gate that I'm going to describe in here. This actually is no different than any other farm gate you see anywhere else. But there is caution tape on it, there's reflector lights, there's a bunch of like no trespassing signs, like you cannot miss it. That's not the gate that you go through that like starts the counting, but that's where like your starting point that everybody like goes from. There are no trespassing signs, but if one insists on walking the trail despite the gate and the signs, they will come to another gate and another and another until they have passed a total of 7 gates. These are said to be the gates that guard the path to hell. So in the 1800s, this trail was a road leading to a remote compound composed of a large main building and several outbuildings. This compound was an insane asylum that housed hundreds of inmates. The remote site kept the inmates out of sight and out of mind, but the locals weren't happy about having so many potential dangerous people in their backyards. There were ill feelings towards the insane asylum, and rumors were rampant in the area about escapes and damage done by inmates. In all likelihood, a few of the stories were true, but the rumors turned otherwise nice people into suspicious neighbors, as every small town does. It is said that one night the building caught fire and the local fire department was called in. Now, from the beginning, there were problems. The fire department had to fight their way back along the narrow road with heavy equipment, taking up precious time. The staff at the asylum was busy trying to get inmates out of the building. The people on the first few floors were literally turned out on their own. Just throw them out, get them out of there. They wandered the area, and many got lost in the woods as they stumbled away in fear of the fire that was destroying their home. Now, those on the upper floors were not so lucky. They were trapped and died of smoke inhalation or the flames. It was a terrible sight to see, and the stench of burning flesh was gagging. The firemen worked to contain the blaze, but it was too late for those on the very top floors. Well over 100 people died, and many others were severely burned. Now, the following day, the townspeople began a roundup of the patients. There are stories that some of them were badly beaten by the groups assigned to bring them in. Others even claim that some of the inmates were killed by fearful townspeople. Like I said, everybody wasn't very thrilled about the insane asylum there. So when people started running around, you already had like a stigma built up on them. So the asylum was never rebuilt, and the inmates were moved away. The property sat derelict for many years, and eventually the township decided to place gates up to block the curious from visiting the site. Through the years, new gates were added until the entire path was blocked off in 70 places. The series of gates begat the legend of the 7 Gates of Hell. No one seems to know how the story began. Was it the hellish nightmare of people burning the asylum? Was there really an asylum at all? Was it the name of Hellam that first ignited the tale? There is no record to give us answers. But for the 70 years, the stories have persisted. Generations of young people have whispered that no one can make it through the gates. It is said that strange fear grips people as they approach the 7 gates. As they pass the first one, they feel that they should turn back. The feeling of being watched and impending danger gradually rises as the second and third gates are passed. Now, at the 4th, real fear begins, and only fool-heartedly make it to the 5th. Here, the urge to run from what lies ahead is most overwhelming. What happens beyond the gate is anyone's guess. It is said if you make it past the 7th gate, you will find the door to hell in the ruins of the old asylum. Has anyone found the final portal to hell? It is hard to say because no one has ever come back. In the portal with proof. So, if you travel where to travel to try to find these gates, the first gate is hard enough to see. Standing as it does, half hidden by the undergrowth of the bend in the road. To further confuse things, there are actually 2 gates right beside it. But it is the middle 1A gate. Let me get... I got pictures, like I said, for you. I think they're all back in.
Oh yeah, I never did pictures. To be honest, I kind of forgot about that.
These are 2 maps of Hellam. You guys want to look at them, share them, whatever you want. I have them like somewhat mapped.
I love maps. Can't read this one.
In the top right corner is where your road is. Is where, up in here, is where your insane asylum would be. Oh, top left, my bad.
Oh, okay.
So where you can see like it's wide open fields, you just have like the creek, you've got a small railroad that comes near the area. That's where it was. So it was isolated. If you look at the county, the main body of all of your people, your population, even traffic, is all in the lower part of the county. The further up, like I said, they had the sulfur pit, so it was a somewhat productive area, but as you can see, it is isolated. So that's where like the theory that I'm going to have later is there is some validity, in my opinion, of something was there physically, an actual building. Because there is an argument that, nope, there was nothing ever there, blah, 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 blah. I think there was, because there's enough story and lore behind it that there's something there. But when you go there, there's one gate that is an iron pipe, rotten, loose frame that is like coming near a part that you wouldn't think that it has any significance, but that's supposed to be your first gate. Now, it is most commonly told that the remaining 6 gates are invisible to the naked eye. That the...
Can I see the gates if I get a microscope?
Maybe. I don't know. If you don't go through the first one, and you're not going through the right time of day, too, because most of them agree like you have to go through the evening time or overnight. If you don't go through the first one, the other ones you're not going to see. Because one of the stories I've always heard is when you go through the first one, it like transports you back. And you think you're back where you started and you didn't go anywhere, almost like a deja vu moment. And then you keep walking, and then that's how you like get the impending fear, doom, all this and that. But you're traveling to the next gate, to the next gate, to the next gate, till you finally... A distance that should be... I think I saw like 500 yards, 600 yards in one of the stories. It takes you hours to walk because you're just constantly going back till you finally hit the 5th one, and then that's when you're walking through like video game style Myth, Silent Hill. What we'd like to go on an adventure for. Gates 2 through 7, like I said, are invisible during the day, but by half light of night, you're supposed to be able to find them through squeezing past the first gate. Tramping through the undergrowth of the forest beyond, of course, in the dark, it's hard to see the no trespassing signs, but they've kind of remedied that now with the last investigation I saw. They have battery-powered lights on it now. It is not difficult to see. You cannot miss it. So the gates will be even more obscure to your goal. To your left, you'll find a large circular clearing that at least one coven of Witkins has used for their meetings and ceremonies. The gates, they say, stand deeper in the woods. So if you would go walking through the woods and you would find this clearing, you're on the right path, but you're still not there. Now, I should say, anybody listening to this, you can go down the road to the no trespassing sign. If you want to do like a bucket list, I've been to the 7 gates of hell, and you want to just drive down the road, take a picture, and go, nobody can stop you from doing that. Going past that gate, I'm going to say is a, what would you call it? Warning, caution, something like that.
Something like that.
Don't, because you have the right to be arrested. They can have you removed because it's trespassing on property.
So don't break the law.
Yeah, not encouraged. As enticing as it sounds, yeah, don't do it unless you're prepared for it. And yes, it's privately owned, so it's someone else's property. You wouldn't want somebody else doing it to you. But if you want to go up to the gate, take a picture by the no trespassing gate, and just say, this is as close as I got. Nobody can stop you from there, because that is a main road. You can drive past it. But past that, explorers beware.
And there's witches out there, apparently.
That's just encouraging me. That's not turning me down at all. That'd be like,
Now, why
want
not?
some little candy?
And why we're not recording this as gate number, right in front of gate number 7?
That's the pre-gate.
Oh, is this the Susquehanna River?
That is a river, but I don't believe that's... Oh, no, that is the Susquehanna River.
Okay.
Yes. On yours, yes. Now, most will admit they do not find a gate past the first one, but plenty of felled trees that would look like gates by night. Bent boles that even a skeptic could see as a barricade to another world. What is that? Like Devil's Road? I think that was one that you might have researched.
On mine?
Yeah, where you literally can go through the woods, and that's a controversy too, that when you go through it, some stories go that you don't see an actual metal gate. You have the bent over trees and the bushes.
Blue Mist Road.
Oh, Blue Mist Road.
I believe so. There's a lot of roads on here.
They create like their own gate in a way, a passage, tunnel, or whatever. Because it's not uncommon, but it's rare to find that in nature. Especially when you have trees growing.
No, it was Road to the Netherworld.
Oh, Road
It was
to the
that
Netherworld.
one, 'cause, yeah.
But there's a lot of them. Like, I looked at a bunch of photos and stuff to try to, like, get a reference of it. Because I've seen some of them. Like, you go... Some call them, like, ferry bridges, too. Where you're going and you're walking through and you see, like, a regular bramble bush that is just out in the middle of nowhere. But it's got this huge arc curve to it. And then there's, like, this tunnel. Could it gotten chewed out by animals? Why did it grow in that way? That adds to it, and then that's how some people end up getting lost in some areas. Even those who come to the 5th cluster of these trees have too much of an unnerving feeling of dread, evil, and terror that they turn around and flee. So now, for you...
Yes.
To help you and to make you feel included, I got actual historical information.
Okay.
That way it's not all paranormal, that way it's not all guess, and we have actual dates. This was legit shit that I found for you. So
Yeah, I didn't do that, so.
So, Before 1736, all parts of Pennsylvania west of the Susquehanna River, including present-day Hallam Borough and the surrounding Hellam Township, were land of the Iroquois. In October 1736, the proprietors of Pennsylvania received from the Five Nations deeds for the Susquehanna lands south of the Blue Mountains, including the borough and the township. Now, from 1736 to 1739, the area was under the authority of Hempfield Township in Lancaster County, east of the Susquehanna. In 1739, the Provisional Assembly passed a special act to empower Lancaster County to establish townships west of the river. Hellam Township was created and included most of what is now York, Adams, and Cumberland counties. Hellam Township was named after Hallamshire, the township in England where Samuel Blustone, the magistrate of Lancaster County, was born. I will probably screw up most of pronunciations, I'm telling you that right now. When Hallam Borough was incorporated in 1902, the town's name was spelled Hallam, the same as the English township. That's where the typo came across. Someone who actually knew where it was supposed to be named from. Kind of. I don't know if it so much was a mistake or they thought they were correcting because everyone just knew it as Helltown moving forward, and they just like, well, this is who it was named after, so it should actually be spelled like this, which is what I'm thinking what happened of how the name got switched up. So now, in reality, there used to be a road in Hellam Township named Toad Road. However, this is what I was talking about earlier, it was wiped off the map after Hurricane Agnes in 1972. Toad Road ran along the Codorus Creek and led to the Codorus Furnace that I said did the sulfur. Today there are multiple gates on this property, which is privately owned. Trespassers can be arrested and prosecuted, like I said. The gates associated with this legend can be found alongside Range Road and end at the old intersection between Trout Run, Range, and Toad Road. All can be seen by day or night. Contrary to the legend says, the dense wooded area known as Trout Run contains the ruins of Flint Mill, likely mistaken for burnt down asylums. There's your little bit of your reasonable explanation.
Okay.
There's your help in that.
Okay.
Now, the only detail to back up truth to this myth would be the fact that Dr. Harold Belknap, a practitioner of West Side Sanatorium, lived along Toad Road. He was not eccentric, but actually kind-hearted. Belknap would often make threatening signs for any trespassers, most likely interested in the legend, with toad-related humor written on them, which was how the road got its name. A related myth states that Hellam was named after hell. This is untrue as well as in the corruption of Hallam, after Hallamshire, England. So, I broke down the stories a little bit, but that's just a little bit on that one. These are the ones that I printed out. Now, this is the one that has the actual road on it. So, give me Nick's ones actually. I didn't highlight it on here. When you look at the old maps, this dotted one here, the road originally comes up and it kept coming up along through here, or actually up in here. This road here is what continues in the old times. Because like I said, this one's from 1876, this map. This is when the asylum was supposedly there. The road comes up, but after the hurricane, from this section up, it's completely wiped out. That's the road now.
Okay.
You can drive up through here. You hit this corner. Right at this tip is where the no trespassing sign is. You can't see it as clearly, but from satellite imagery, I could actually find the Witch's Circle up in here. It's actually close to the river, which again makes sense for like in most magical stuff. Water is like a current of energy and everything, but then the road doubles back. The road originally would have come over and connected closer to the river to make it up to where like the sulfur pit was and everything. But you're supposedly, you come up through here, and the sanatorium was up in this area.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense for how close, like, water was. The isolation that it talks about. Like, when you match up the maps to the stories, that's the old one, it lends credence, in my opinion, to why so many people have stuck with it and kept it for so long. Of the possibility of it. Because it's not a big area. But, yes, it is private property. But people's greed is people's greed. And that's fairly common. Mm-hmm. So if it's a well-known spot, why wouldn't you open that up to like a tourist spot and make money off of it?
Yeah, but you don't know what kind of people you will get in that market.
It's true, but you can make a lot of money just...
Yeah, but not everybody's about money.
It's very rarely we don't see
Why do
that,
people move to the middle of nowhere, you know?
No, that's true. It's true.
And,
but the
know,
way they... All the investigation videos that I've watched and people who like go exploring on there, they are like, which I mean, you can account it up to like just people don't want them on their property. That's all fine, well and good. But it's not almost like to Area 51 level, but it is like severely like they know when you're there.
Yeah, good.
So you get the hell off. So what exactly are you protecting that you don't want people to see?
Okay, but I live on an old farmhouse, so if I gave my, my property with 6 feet of fences, then, what am I hiding? I'm hiding nothing. I just don't want anybody on my land. It's that simple. Not because you're
So maybe
hiding
there's
something.
another version of him that lives there.
What do you mean? No, but...
Is that version more fun than this one?
Probably not.
So
just-
the other story I have in
but
here,
it's very simple.
I guess, concerns the physician. In the physician's version of the story, the gates were built by a physician in the 1900s. This physician was known to be eccentric, like I said earlier, although there were versions that he is labeled as a psychotic as well. And it was he who owned the property, and the one gate known to exist in the physician's version, the gates led even deeper into the woods as they progress. His motivations were unknown, but the mystery has become local lore for 100 years. In this story, the physician assists patients and mutilates and torments their body in self-sacrificing and ritualistic fashion that is believed to open a portal or gateway to the underworld. So pretty much like a serial killer, but doing it in a occultist fashion.
All
that
that voodoo and
right,
Santeria.
because that's what the idea of the other gates, that it wasn't malicious to begin with, and it's not like they existed before, but the idea is with the asylum that when they burned in the asylum, that in its own way it was a key of unlocking a portal. Like I said with the Ouija board, you don't know what you open when you touch those things or operate them, that stuff's come out and you're not going to know how to put it back in. So what was started as a gate for the insane asylum,
Okay.
just to keep people out, created this now.
From what I understand, then all the 7 gates should lead up to the asylum, because there's the portal.
Right.
Wasn't the portal supposed to be where the asylum was?
Right, the 7th gate is supposed to be the final one, yes. Most people can find gates 1 through 4. And I will... 1 through 4. And I will... 1 through 4. 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 1 th I'll even go with the thought of the feeling of dread or fear to being that you're on someone else's property. So that's just testosterone and just your adrenaline pumping because you're not
You're doing
supposed
something illegal.
Right,
Yep.
you're doing something wrong. But then when they get past the fourth one, they like really like we're on nerve, on edge, and no one. I want to say that there was a video a long time ago of somebody going to a fifth gate, and they just found a camera, and someone walks through, but the camera couldn't go through. So like someone's videotaping. I mean, I remember it being like a camcorder video. I tried looking for it and I couldn't find it. But they go walking through. The camera was the only thing left behind, and the camera just goes to static. Now, because somebody just faked it and just static. The thing is that it went to static immediately, and just left till the tape ran out. And I think there was like 6 hours left of recording. So now, if there's a way to create that on an old camera that you just have it record static, it wasn't pause or anything. It just like it went like there was interference and it just
Okay,
ran to
but
the
all
tape
you have
stop.
to do is get a couple of magnets and boom. Especially with
So
an old tape.
if that's
and-
what they did, then that's what they did. But that was one of the stories that came up that someone passed through, and all they ever found was the camera, and no one ever claimed the camera. So I mean, was that just to add to the lore and just to spoof it up? Possibly, but now.
And there's your reasonable explanation, you know, at least for the camera.
We'll see.
It's-
My reasonable explanation of why, like, nobody says there's no proof of the asylum is what I said earlier of no one liked it. That's where my theory is. Of there was an asylum. This is my theory. There was an asylum. It was set up on the outskirts of town, like obviously way out. But it was close enough that people knew about it in the day, but didn't like it. Now, there's two theories or two stories of the fire starting that I know of, that it was just an accident or set intentionally. Now, there's multiple stories of it being sent or started intentionally. Of it was a patient, a employee, or one of the townspeople. They wanted the building gone.
Where's that old map?
Which one? This one or the black and white one?
The black and white one.
So my theory is whether it was by accident or someone said it intentionally, right there was your starting point to we can eliminate this from the history books. People are going to come out. Possibly there's not enough funding to rebuild it.
Mm-hmm.
There's already enough negative press about the place. So once the patients are gone, we're going to gate it off. We're going to scrap the whole thing. Townspeople are going to come in whether they were told to or not. Just eliminate the building.
Yeah.
Because from what since there was a fire, I'm pretty sure there's no like reference that I saw that it was made like of concrete. So you figure in that area, it's damp. Wood's going to rot fast of whatever they don't get, and since it is private property, it's not like you're going to go through with metal detectors and that kind of stuff and really explore it. So whatever didn't burn, they were able to clear out. There's no sign of it, no trace of it. There was no asylum here. There's no part of it. That's my theory. And then Mother Nature helped them out when the hurricane came through, destroyed the road that a lot, because I guess back in the day that was a way that people could find it because the road was still there. Once the storms came through, we don't need that road anymore. Eliminate it. We don't need to upkeep it.
Yeah, but if I still look on the picture, they still see a road.
That is the one there on the side.
Yeah.
That there takes to the private property on the back side there. Because this here, that one comes up on here. This here is where the gate is. The
Yeah.
road, actually, back in the day, it came up through here and it went straight, almost going like straight to where the asylum would have been. Because it almost ran parallel up to that one.
Yeah, but look. Yeah. From where the road ends. Yes? Sorry. For where the road ends.
Mm-hmm.
The vegetation.
Right.
Light, dark. Light means younger trees.
Right.
So, then you already know that the road is there because of the
Right,
storm.
'cause
then you know you can just follow the light trees, you know,
Right, the younger trees, yeah.
The younger trees, and you come there and you go
Right.
get
So
them.
that tells you that something then happened there within some period of time. Fire, growth cut. So why is there such a
Okay,
huge
but if
area?
the asylum is on fire, you don't know how the wind blows. So all the trees.
True. It could have
Get
blown
burned.
it away from it, so the majority got burned in another direction.
So all the trees that are younger now, you know, the trees that were there before are burned. So
Right. So no, it is
mean-
all. This one here is like literally all speculation, trying to like, if you wanted to figure out where it exactly was. To me, it would make it makes sense to me that something was there, but they, whether the seven gates of hell actually lead to hell or something, that's another topic like altogether. But whether something was there or not, I think there was, and they got very fortunate that it was they were able to eliminate it. Because that in every single story, whether it was the doctor or the asylum, nobody in the town liked it and everybody wanted it gone.
So you're gonna be happy with that. I do believe there was an asylum. Yes.
I got one. We're going to keep
Well,
a
like-
scorecard.
But
It's the only road that's disappeared because of the hurricane.
Right, and that's just it. You can't tell me that that would have been the only one affected by the hurricane,
Okay,
because
but-
we've seen hurricanes like rip shit apart all the time.
Okay.
So why did we not just fix that only
Okay.
road? All the other ones we fixed.
okay, I got an answer for that. Of suggestion, or how you want to call it. Look at the river. There's next to.
Okay.
Yeah. So when there's a storm coming, yeah. So when there's an open area, the wind is more, how you say it, active, more. When you're in your woods and there's a storm,
Yeah.
you feel the wind, yes, but the wind is not as bad as when you go in an open field and you feel
Well, no,
the wind.
because the
You know
trees
what
are
I-
the buffer.
Yes, exactly. So that's the river. So if there's a storm, you got this whole open area of the water that can, the wind can do whatever it wants. So when there's a fire, oh no, the fire was okay. When there's the wind, you know what I'm trying to say?
No. I have
Do
no
you know what
idea.
I'm trying to say?
I'm getting lost.
Okay,
The-
but- okay.
Okay.
Say the hurricane comes in and wipes out this road. Why wouldn't you rebuild?
Yeah.
Do you
Like, tell
sign
me,
it? Because
tell me
nobody-
you're the owner of all this land.
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't rebuild a road just to make it easier to travel.
No,
Right, because
there's
it's
no
not
Instead of having to
it's
double
not,
all the way
it's
back.
not like this isn't someone's property. It does pass from like owner to owner, so it is like a usable property, even a tractor path. I mean, I shouldn't even say a tractor path because you want something sustainable, not necessarily paved, but a decent road to haul equipment, go down back and forth. And why would you just after a hurricane, like everything else got repaired, cleaned up, fixed up, all that stuff. That one there, it's not like it gently disappears. I mean, it just down the road here as you go into Lewistown, the road comes down, and as a kid, there's an old car wash that sits here at the corner. You used to, when I was a kid, go straight, and that made your turn to go up the hill, and then you could go the back way to Harrisburg, or you come down to go into Lewistown where the terrace is. Now, it's got like cars parked across it and whatever, and like it eventually fades away. You can see on that map, that was just right there, dead off cut, we stop.
Yeah.
Why?
Why do you need to be? What is over here on this map? There's a big, where the asylum used to be.
Well, he's got a small
right.
one. The asylum's going to be roughly
Yeah,
in
around
there.
here because he used to. Okay, but what is this area?
That's farmland, that's like up toward
Okay.
the top.
Okay, so we already have roads here. We already have roads here.
That's
we
a
already
different
have roads
one.
there on the top. So there's no reason
Yeah,
for
where's
to be
it?
for a road
What are we looking at?
to be there.
If you'd be looking
If
on
there
this
was
one,
a road,
this one I
the
actually
asylum
mapped.
was
That
here,
that's
so
the one I
there is a
highlighted.
road to the asylum.
See how
The
this
asylum is
road
gone
used
now,
to
so
come
there's no
up?
need for a road.
See, that's the one I should show him. This one here is the one I highlighted. Where the green dot is, that's where the cutoff is. That
Yeah.
shows you the old road.
Yes,
Of where
I see
it
that
went.
on top. That goes.
Right.
Yeah.
So
oh, yeah. Okay.
Dakota wants to see this one.
Okay.
This is how it looks now.
That road.
That bend one is gone.
That road that is going now.
What,
Right.
this
lead
one?
it up to
That
the
one up
asylum.
here?
No. This here is where it dead ends. It used the map
Oh,
you had.
this
is
Here,
where
use that one too to reference.
Oh.
There you go. This here, where that bend is, that's where the road kept going. But
Oh.
on hers that she has, it goes dead end. You would reconnect to the upper one how it used to. We all
Okay.
want to get to a different location quicker. So why did you just add time now and cut that out?
Okay, so, yes? Here was the asylum around
Yes.
in this area.
Yes.
Yes? So there's the road going.
Right.
Because there's nothing there anymore. You don't need that road.
But
Why
right
don't you
up here.
build something there though?
What?
Why don't you just build something there then, and then you can make a road?
That goes to my idea of there was something there, we're eliminating it. If we put another building there, that's going to add to, was this the asylum? We've been here before. They want to isolate it. They don't want it in exist. They don't want it in the books
Yeah,
anymore.
like
Exactly.
maybe-
Then why do you need the road? Because if the road is still there, there's still people think, hey, that will lead to the asylum. So
If
you
you-
get rid of the road.
If you put just the road, then you're going to drive. How many times do you go from your house to work and you bypass stuff and you don't even think about anything?
Oh, yeah. All the time.
That's why I would think you would at least make the connection of here's point A instead of going, because you literally now to get like on her map here to get up here,
To backtrack.
you have to backtrack all that. You literally have this gap that you had connected before.
Yeah, but first of all, like you said, it's private
Right.
property. So,
It's private now, but before it got wiped out, it wasn't.
Plus, people always trespass, so it doesn't really matter.
true.
She's not wrong.
No, I mean, I know
read
that.
the
I live
whole
in the
thing
middle of
already.
nowhere.
I
We got
finished reading it.
trespassers
At
all
the
the
end,
time.
we talked about
But-
the Greek stories of mortals going down.
Yes.
I actually know a story if I can tell it.
Yes, when I get to that, yes, go ahead.
Yay!
I don't know. I'm not saying I believe in the 7 game. I'm just saying in convenience. Why wouldn't you rebuild the road?
Okay,
Right.
but if the people want to forget that there was an asylum, yes, then you have to get rid of the road too that leads to the asylum. How else are you gonna forget it? And then second of all, yes, from the very first sentence or
Either way, if there's a road or not, there's always going to be that one curious person that'll go back there no matter what. So it doesn't matter.
yes.
Yeah. Like
And
Jake.
I'll go with you.
No,
And
I mean,
I'll go with you.
I mean, I even will go there and just walk through it. I mean, I'm not. If I think it's a gate, I will say it out loud, like Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. I mean, to me, it doesn't make
Oh
a
my
difference.
god, in stage crew the other day, we were just talking about this one kid, and then,
You don't have to whisper.
I'm just telling you, Donovan was saying how, he acted gay, and he just went, gay, 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 and then he just appeared next to him. He's like, oh my god, he's like Beetlejuice.
No, but if you want to forget something, and you get rid of everything that can lead to it, like that road.
Okay.
I mean, otherwise the road, will.
So I at least convinced you that there was a possibility that there was an asylum there.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
but,
already keeping tally.
Having there an asylum has nothing to do with.
No.
Paranormal.
No. I will concede
I mean-
to that. No,
I mean, that has nothing to do with paranormal. And yes, people had some issues.
This is how
and-
you win. You get inch by inch.
No, that's fine.
You get
but,
the small,
you know, you
small
say,
battles first.
but you say too. That's the fan of your computer. But let's see where it was. Yes, people when going through the gates.
Yes.
First one, okay. Second one, kind of loopy.
Right.
Third one, okay. But sulfur pit.
Right. That's how the
I mean-
town got the name.
Okay, but that's the chemicals that come free. It already makes you dizzy, makes you hallucinating, or that
Right.
kind of stuff.
No,
So,
true.
I mean, that has nothing to do with I'm going to gate number 5 and I want to run back. No, it's just because the dams of those sulfur pits, the fumes
Mhm.
will get to your head.
Okay.
It's like people sniffing glue. First time you do that, never heard of that?
No, I've heard of it.
Oh, okay. The first time,
Fucking rubber cement, man.
I don't get that either. That
Go get me
reference,
those
but-
black magic markers.
But I mean, first time you do it,
These kids don't know what it is for Tide Pods and whatever. No, go get me one of those good old black magic markers. I want a color.
I mean, just the fumes goes to your head. You get a little bit paranoid, and
No, you're.
When
complete-
you
I'm taking
paranoid-
it as a
when
win.
you-
I at least
No,
convinced you
but-
that there was something possibly there. So I'm taking
That
as
the
a win.
asylum was there, yeah. I mean, yes. I mean, there's, yeah.
I will take, because like I said, when you go to their website and when you try to get like historical information, there is no black and white paperwork of something being there. It is all story and legend of the asylum.
Yeah.
There is no.
Okay, but
I mean, in this day and age, it's. I won't say impossible because we even deal with now where people like wipe stuff off of memories and then they pretend it didn't exist. But back in the day, all you had to do is you get rid of the building and you get rid of the paperwork.
yeah,
Witnesses eventually die out, and then what do you got to
Exactly.
prove it? And
Exactly.
since it is in such an isolated area, how are you going to prove that it was there?
exactly.
So I will take it. I will take it.
No, I mean,
No. That is a partial win for me. I am taking that.
why
I'm
is that
keeping
a-
tally over here, so.
So to finish it off, how many gates to hell are there in the United States? That was my question I had when I was putting this together. There's a lot. There is not just a couple. So 44 out of the 50 states have a gates of hell. Whether it is a bridge, tunnel, trail, path, standing stones, or some form of gateway. More, though, seem to appear in the Midwest direction.
Yeah, isn't there supposed to be one in like Hollywood? Like by the Hollywood. I think in one story there's like one near the Hollywood sign.
I want to say that's correct, but I
I
can't
forget
remember.
what story it is, but I remember learning about it.
Yeah, I could have swore there's one in there. I did make a list down of like all the states that had. I was going to number them, but the size of the state, believe it or not, has no effect on how many gates there are. Because I'm like, okay, surely when I get to like Alaska or Texas, like the really big ones, you're going to see a lot of them. Has nothing to do with population, has nothing to do with size of it. Some states have multiple, some only have one.
Quick question: what are these little bees next to some of the names?
That was for something else I was doing and I bypassed
Okay,
it.
because I kept putting question marks, and I'm
So,
like, what the fuck is this?
The only ones that I found that didn't have any was Connecticut, Delaware, Rhode Island, Washington, and those were it, I think.
Okay. Yes.
Or
No.
I thought there was two more I had too.
Well, that should be 6 then. That should be 44 out of 50.
Oh, Maine, yeah. Connecticut, Delaware, Maine, Rhode Island, Washington. I'm missing somebody. There was another state, because there's 6 states that I couldn't find, that I scoured.
I don't know, but why is Wyoming underlined?
Because that was the end. Make sure I remember where to stop. So,
Oh,
Okay.
Oregon.
Oregon, thank you. That was the other one. That I could, if there are, and somebody listening to this wants to send in, go right ahead. But those are 6 states that I couldn't find any reference. All the other ones, there was some form of gates of hell,
Okay,
bridge,
but-
path, trail.
Did you research what was in the vicinity of those gates between quotation marks?
Now,
You know what I
you're
mean?
not going to like that.
I mean, back in the old days, like with the sulfur pit. Yeah?
No, that
For
okay.
example.
That's just it. The
Um,
legitimate ones that I found. There's usually quartz. There's some type of water near it. Boulders, like very large boulders, and that all resonates with paranormal activity. That's why I said you're not going to like that if you want to get into that.
Okay, but, there's, like I said, I really do believe there's a reasonable explanation for everything. Just because you don't know the reason doesn't mean there isn't any.
Okay.
I really do believe. I mean, 100
Isn't
years
that the
ago,
point,
they
though? You
didn't know
want to
stuff either.
find a reason. See if
Right,
it's a
right, no,
reasonable
I mean-
reason or not.
Right. No. Whether it's reasonable, unreasonable, paranormal, whatever.
Like with the whole satellite thing.
Right. Just unfortunately, your reasonable explanation means.
Your immediate, like, it has to be a reasonable thing. It can't be anything like this.
For me, it is not gray. It's either black or white. It's that simple.
So you don't
That
believe?
sounds racist.
You don't believe there's 7 gates there?
No. No, I don't.
That's why I said it has to be a half point. I got him at least for the asylum because
Okay,
most people want
but
to
the
dismiss
asylum
this.
has nothing to do with
No.
paranormal, with believing, with nothing.
This is
That-
why I
that-
picked this one.
that
I
there's
knew
a,
this was going to happen.
no, but that there's an asylum, yes. I mean, why not? It could be, yes. Who am I to deny? Oh, absolutely not. No, it could be, yes.
Right.
Yes, I mean, those people had to go somewhere too. You know, I mean, yes. But the 7 gates of hell, no. Why 7? Why not 16?
Well, 7 gates
33.
because that's how many are. Is it in the Bible or where is it that that's referenced? I forget that
I don't know.
because that's just like isn't Dante's rendition of hell? Isn't there like 7?
Inferno? Dante's Inferno.
Isn't there 7 levels of hell in that?
I believe.
Okay, but
And then
then,
that's how they come up with like the gates of hell.
okay, so from what I understand then, yes, 7 gates of hell. After the 7 gates, you go to hell. So all the other locations
Right.
in the States should have 7 gates or 7 something else too, because then
Why?
you go to the 7 gates of hell.
Not all of them have to have 7 though. They can just have 1.
Okay, but then why? Okay, but
No,
it doesn't make sense.
What do you mean in the other states?
I think he's saying because this one has 7 gates, all the other ones have to have 7, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
No.
That- well, okay.
They reference the Bible, you know.
Are you talking about the other states that have these gates
Yes.
of hell? They actually do have like a form of 7 in theirs because which I can't remember the state it's in, where you actually go on the bridge. It's the same thing that happens that I said earlier about how you step back. Is you go to cross the bridge, and when you turn around, you haven't gone anywhere. You're still where you started, so you walk back. If you do that 7 times, you've traveled the gate, and when you come out on the other side, you're in hell.
Yeah, but not all of them have 7 gates. Like in the Odyssey, Odysseus has to go to like hell to see a prophet, and
Right.
he only goes through 1 gate
Right. So, some of them
because he goes through 1 portal.
don't, but quite a few of them do. Why it has 7, I don't know. Why they don't have 7,
Okay, but
I don't.
you reference the Bible.
Right.
Yes. So, according to the Bible, there are 7 gates, and then you go to
Like
hell.
I said, I don't remember if the Bible says there are 7
Don't we
gates.
have
Okay,
a Bible? There's a Bible right
There
there.
is, but I do not remember.
That's a dictionary for kids. I know there's a Bible over there somewhere. Oh my God, are all of those Bibles?
Yes, like 2 of those shelves over there are nothing but
All
different
of the
versions.
women of the Bible.
You just want to be difficult
No,
in this.
no. But you know, there has to be. How can you say? I don't know how to explain it. But if it's in Pennsylvania, the 7 gates of hell. Yes, the 7 gates, and then you go into hell.
Right.
Yes, the 7 is a reference to something, right?
That's
Then
right.
I assume that the 7 is a reference to something, whether it's 7 gates, 7 trees, 7 boulders, 7 squirrels sitting next to each other and laughing at each other. You
Maybe
know,
it's just 7 gates. I mean, it
Knock yourself
says
out.
there's 7 layers of hell, right? Right?
why? I mean, what am I supposed to do with this?
He's not even going to know where to look. I don't
No,
know.
I have-
Fuck if I know. This is the first time I've ever touched a Bible.
Oh no!
And I touched it with
time.
my shirt too.
Fourth time.
I don't want
Well,
to.
anyway.
You know, there's-
Moving on. So we said there's more locations all over the world. The gates of Hades were believed to be found in regions of unusual geological activity. That can help with your argument, particularly volcanic areas where they give off gases, sometimes at lakes, caves, or mountains. Legends from both ancient Greece and Rome record stories of mortals who entered or were abducted into the netherworld through such gates. Cape Tainaron, situated in the peninsula of Mani in southern Peloponnese, is believed to be one of these gates. I'm gonna
Peloponnese.
I cannot pronounce a lot of this in general. What was it that you wanted to talk about?
So I actually know. I know one Greek story of a mortal that goes to hell. Obviously, there are the stories of the immortals like Persephone and the stories of Hades, but
Right.
like everybody knows that, so I won't talk about that. But obviously, there's a story of Odysseus. of him going to Hades and leaving, staying alive to see the prophet. But I forget the name because I learned it 2 years ago. But there is a story of a mortal who went to Hades and got back alive. So basically, his wife died, but he loved her, so he wanted to try and get her back. So he found a portal to Hades and then went through it, found Hades, and tried to convince him to let him take his wife back. And Hades said, you can take her back and live your life with her as long as you can walk the whole way out of like the Hades area. I forget what level they were on.
Okay.
Without turning back. You just have to trust that your wife is behind you the whole time. So he walked.
It's almost like a Lot thing from the Bible.
So he walked the whole way until they were right at the gate to leave, but he had this feeling that she wasn't behind her. So he turned around and she was behind him, but since he looked at her before they left, she disappeared into thin air. And now he wanders the earth with, I think, a piccolo, like the little thingy
Oh yeah, I think
where
that's
you
what
like
that,
blow into it.
Yeah, I think that's a piccolo.
I think he wanders that same area playing the piccolo forever because that was his punishment for turning back.
You wish to butcher that apart? Or
I
are we
know
going
a
to
lot
leave that
of
since
Greek
that's just
stories.
lore?
I love Greek mythology.
See, I don't know. It's like, you know, when they say people are dying or people are dead, they see a big white light.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that's what it is. It's just the energy. Everybody has energy. Yes. And when you die or when you're dead, the energy of your body is trying to get out of your body, let me put it this way. So there's a lot of energy coming together, and that's how when you see the white light. But when you get when they get you back to life, you know, the energy. I don't know how to explain it, but when you come back to life, you think that's you went to heaven. Yes, I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but there's when you die, you go through a port to hell or heaven or a gate. No, it's just the energy in your body leaving.
So you're saying it's just over?
Yes, it is over.
That's gonna be a fun one when we do the afterlife. This is gonna be good.
Oh wait, we're doing one on the afterlife?
Yes, I will be doing
It
it.
is-
I will.
I want to be a part of that one then.
It is over.
Yes, that.
I mean, yeah. How many creatures are on this planet? How many? Yeah.
More than 2.
Okay. No, but you know. So all those creatures, when they die, they go somewhere. What about a cow that we eat? You know, is it going somewhere?
Well, now that's a possibility because
Okay.
Tower of London has a ghost bear that haunts it. It's just a regular bear that people see. They
Also, in the
swear-
Ghost TV show, there's a ghost snail, so it's possible.
Well, yeah, in the TV show,
So,
but yeah, and there's just a regular bear that people say.
And
they
then
see.
in a Dutch newspaper, 25, 30 years ago, it says that heaven is full. I don't know where they got the information, but where do you go now? If it's true and heaven is full, then where do we go?
You
Where do
roam
go?
the earth until there's an opening.
Okay, but where are you gonna roam the earth?
As a
That's
ghost, you roam.
Okay, but then
That's what half of the stories are with ghosts and paranormal things. It's just entities roaming the earth.
okay then. It's your
You
choice.
look like
It's
you
your-
wish to
it's your-
say something or
it's
do
your-
something.
Okay,
I'm
if ghosts,
taking it all in.
they all
But now I'm curious now.
electricity,
Heaven's
right?
full.
Electricity.
How do we make room?
Right?
What about
Ghosts,
What's
they
the
have
expansion
electricity
deal?
in them. You can
Right, like-
measure them.
They have energy, yes.
Energy.
They
Yes.
have
Not that I
energy.
plan on
Energy.
going there.
So the energy should
Just
charge
curious
them
how the other side's
Actually,
gonna look.
ghosts can use energy.
You're not
There
gonna be
are
taking
a
over
lot
my
of videos of
property, are you?
paranormal investigators where
invoking
ghosts
eminent
take
domain
energy
over
out of their
hell?
equipment. So like cameras
have
can
enough
die
dam
because
down there,
of
so we're gonna
ghosts, or like
give that a couple more
equipment
sheets
can
of
break, and it's
whitewash.
just the ghost taking the energy to become more powerful.
Yes, but
Because they thrive off of that energy and off of fear.
yeah, everybody's leaving. I have a magnet in my pocket, and I'm going to put it right there behind it.
What would a magnet have to do with it?
A magnet. If you keep your phone to a magnet, your battery will die sooner.
This is going better than I thought it was.
Okay.
Because it sucks out the energy out of the battery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So then all of a sudden you think there's a ghost because my battery, my phone battery is dying faster than it normally does.
No, because there are
I mean,
paranormal investigators that have like equipment that can scan frequencies like there would in a magnet. And what I like that Sam and Colby does is whenever one of their equipment is drained, they use that and scan like the whole area, and there's no frequency.
Then the battery
All right.
should be draining
Okay,
too.
we're
quicker
good.
than the
We're good
other.
for this
So-
episode. We're gonna leave it there. If you enjoyed any of this,
Before we're gonna go round table.
okay, go ahead.
What?
Do you believe there's 7 gates of hell?
At this location,
Yes.
that I don't know. Honestly, I honestly don't know if there is or not. I would like to see maybe some type of actual. If someone could at least show me a solid, good video of going to a second gate, then I'd be open to it. That's all really I would need. I am that much on the edge of it that if you go, because I've seen enough videos and photographs of the first one, I know what the first one looks like or what it's supposed to look like. If you can at least show me the second one, then I'll be sold that yes, there is something viably there.
Do you believe?
I believe there are gates to hell, but not 7.
We know Robin doesn't.
We don't need
No.
shit.
He believes there was an asylum,
If
and
there's
that's
7
it.
gates to hell, then there should be 7 gates to heaven too.
Oh, he's
And where
gonna
are the 7
hate my
gates to
fucking
heaven?
stories.
He's not gonna like.
Where are the 7 gates
Where
to
does the
heaven?
ref put us at?
I believe there was something there. I mean, you know, obviously there was a road at some point. But I do not believe that there's 7 gates there.
Fair enough.
At this point. There's not, like, there's no hard evidence to
Right.
sway me to say, yeah. There was something there at one point.
Yeah, the
What?
asylum.
Right.
But
Yeah,
at this
but maybe
point,
there was something more than the asylum there too.
yeah, at this point,
Like that's why I need the second gate. Because I've seen enough of the first, but I mean anybody can just take a picture of that first gate.
Yeah.
But if you can at least show me the second, that's starting a trail for me. I'm like, you at least had a first one. Why in such a short distance did you have a second one now? And that's
Yeah, but the gates could be everything. The gate could be everything. It's not just a metal gate or a tree. It could be.
and I
All
agreed to
kinds.
do this. This is I've opened my own.
I volunteered to be a part of this.
Yes, you did. And this is what you have to look for.
I made a whole fucking gates file for this.
So
And
if
you asked me for my opinion, and I give
yes,
it to you.
I.
So
You would think I'd learn when to shut up.
no, you haven't learned your lesson yet. But I mean, whatever people want to believe, I'm not here to judge or
Are these
whatever.
my printed
Absolutely
ones?
not. But
Okay, I'm
You
passing
know,
them out
it's
then
just-
because it's my episode.
if I can't see things, then they're not there.
Okay. All right. If you guys liked any of this at all,
probably not.
Wait, hang on. When you said if you can't see things, then it's not there.
oh god,
Air, you can see. If it's cold enough, you
Can
breathe out,
you see
it.
your brain right now?
I can feel it.
Can you see it?
Feeling is seeing too.
No, it's
If-
not.
If,
I
if
told
I'm
you
touching,
she's a
it's
small
seeing.
No, it's
version
not.
of me.
If
So
a
it's
blind
worse.
person is touching something, can they see it? Can they describe to you what color something is?
No, but they can tell you what it is.
If they can't
Yes.
tell you what color it is, then they're not seeing it.
Oh. But they can see. Yes, they can tell you. I close my eyes. Oh, this is a laptop. I don't know what color it is, but it is a laptop.
So then
they
you
can
can't see it because you don't know what color it is.
So they can see.
No, they can't.
The seeing
They can
is
tell
not
you what
just
it
with-
is, but they-
seeing is not just with your eyes. Seeing is senses. So you
Mm-hmm.
smell, if it touches, what you feel. That is seeing.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you see things. It's not just with your eyes.
No, continue.
No, but-
continue. I got
From here, can you see California from here?
No,
Then you don't believe it. You can't see California, so it's not there.
I saw a map.
Yeah, but you haven't seen it though, so it's
No.
not real. You can't see it.
True. I'm from Holland, but I can't see Holland from here, so I know it doesn't exist.
Yeah, but you've seen it before. Have you seen California before?
Okay, but
Yeah, I don't think so either.
what?
Nothing. Your hair looks lovely.
No, I need a
It
haircut.
looks so.
I need a
Okay,
haircut.
we're gonna wrap this up.
You said that like 10 minutes ago.
we're pretty over an hour. If you
We're
guys
at
like
roughly
this,
an hour.
didn't like it,
If you didn't like it, mind your business.
you can give us a like on any podcast platform that you're listening to. If you enjoy it, you can go to our website, theunpackingitpodcast.com. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. I'm not sure where all we're going to have this on that you can listen to it from, but it should be on both YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify.
We should make a TikTok account.
We will see. If anyone actually does enjoy these, then yes, I will put together some TikToks and we'll put TikToks out there. You can email us. What did we have for the email? It was just the
Yeah.
Unpacking It Podcast.
Gmail, yeah.
Yeah, gmail.com. You can, any of your thoughts, suggestions. If anyone would please like to send Robin hate mail, I would thoroughly be satisfied.
Yeah, I will
And
send out his address
even
once
if
I
I
find
don't
it.
even get any likes or nothing, if you want to
I'd
send
have to do
Robin,
it.
just email, just title it "Hate Mail for Robin"
Or just
hate
comment.
mail for the unbeliever.
Or just comment calling him an idiot.
I will,
Either's fine.
and I will keep like a tally of how many come in.
See, and that's what the problem I have with it. Yes. Just because I don't believe, yes, I respect everybody's opinion, whether they do or not. Yes.
You look at me insane when I start talking about stuff.
It's not like I'm looking at you like you're insane. I just think to myself, well, you have more common sense than that. I'm not judging.
Since when is this about common sense?
And that's what the problem I have with it. Yes. Just because I don't believe, yes, I respect everybody's opinion, whether they do or not. Yes.
You look at me insane when I start talking about stuff.
It's not like I'm looking at you like you're insane. I just think to myself, well, you have more common sense than that. I'm not judging.
Since when is this about common sense?
Hold on to how you're phrasing that, because that's not sounding like that's defending me right now.
What do you mean?
You caught that too, right?
Yeah, you idiot.
No,
but
I mean, what is... You have common sense, Dad, but what does that have to do with what you believe in?
Well, it's a balance. You have both common sense and then you take things on faith of what you see.
Yeah.
But you have both.
Apparently this only makes sense in my brain, apparently.
Go. What?
no, like I said, if people are believing in, like for example, the 7 gates of hell, I'm not here to judge whatever you believe. So, but just because somebody doesn't believe what you believe doesn't make them crazy, an idiot.
No.
Or so, so a hate mail is a strong word. So if you want to call it,
He just says,
but if you want
hey,
to say
maybe I'll get hate mail because I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm
if you want to
perfectly,
say
hey,
me
whatever.
hate mail or whatever, please, do it with respect. Can I please kill you or can I please beat you up? Be respectful,
Can I please
Yeah,
not be
just send like one of those little rubber middle fingers or something. Those are funny. Or they have those little boxes and when you open it, it's a spring and there's a little middle finger attached to it.
I mean, hey, just because I don't believe doesn't mean, there's nothing there. I mean, I just don't believe that there's anything there. And I could be totally wrong, but I could be totally right. That's what I am. Think I am.
And with that, we will see you next time. Maybe.
I want to do my podcast.